But before that, a voice came from behind. What the hell are you both doing? The two men froze. They exchanged glances before turning around at the same time. Standing at the door were Vian and Yun. Before Vian questioned again, Yun stepped forward first. Jungkook and Taehyung, what are you both doing here at this time? Taehyung, did we wake you up, Miss Vian? Yun, answer the question first. Jungkook, Miss Yun, we can explain. Vian and Yun stood in front of them demanding answers, but that's when a sudden thud echoed from the hall room. All four of them instantly turned towards the sound. Jungkook and Taehyung exchanged a quick glance before rushing toward the room. As they reached the hall, their eyes fell on the open window. A figure dressed completely in black stood outside for a brief second. A cap covered his head and mask hid his face, leaving only a pair of sharp eyes visible. The mysterious person looked back at them and then jumped out of the window. Both Taehyung and Jungkook ran to the window and looked down, but the figure had already landed outside and was sprinting into the darkness. Taehyung immediately grabbed the walkie-talkie attached to his belt. Taehyung, all guards stay alert. An intruder just entered the mansion. Search every corner immediately. At the same time, Jungkook contact the security team. Make sure to lock every exit. Don't let them escape. Within seconds, guards rushed to the mansion while the others searched the entire property. A few minutes passed. The hall fell silent once again. Wyan and Yun sat on the couch while Jungkook and Taehyung stood nearby. Scanning the area, the intruder just walked in. The head guard walked in before giving a respectful bow. We have searched the entire mansion and the surroundings area, but there is no sign of him. Wyan, we saw him. You sure you locked the exit? Head guard nods before speaking. We did, Miss Wyan. The guards even searched the whole place. But there is no clue. Yun, what do you mean by no clue? Did he just disappear into the thin air? Yun. She gazed at her side. Yun looked away, folding her arms. Taeyong turned to the guard and spoke. Increase the security around the mansion. Double the night patrols. Head guard. Yes, sir. The guard nodded before leaving. Taeyong turned back to Wayan and Yun. We were making our usual security rounds. We heard a strange sound coming from this room, so we came to check if anything had been stolen or if any important file is missing. Then this happened. Jungkook, looks like whoever it was escaped before we could catch him. Wayan and Yun exchanged glances. After seeing the masked person with their own eyes, they had no reason to doubt the bodyguards anymore. But Ryan was not satisfied with the answers. But weren't you supposed to be staying at the farmhouse? What are you doing at the mansion this late? For a brief second, silence filled the room. Then Jungkook answered before Taehyung could. Jungkook asked Mr. Ru away for the business trip. Before leaving, he personally instructed us to patrol the mansion at night and make sure you and Miss Yoon were safe. Yoon tilted her head. Then why didn't he tell us? Taehyung calmly replied. Taehyung, he asked us to keep it confidential. He didn't want anyone to know the security around the mansion had been increased. Jungkook kept his hand in his pocket. Looks like his decision wasn't unnecessary after all. Ryan looked at Taeyong before speaking. Me and Yoon came downstairs because we were craving something spicy. We thought we did make some ramen. Yoon, then we heard a noise when we came here. We found both of you, so we got a little suspicious. Ryan shot a brief glance at Yoon before looking back at them and nodding. Taehyung, that's understandable, Miss Ryan and Yun. Anyone would have reacted the same way. Ryan, I see. Taehyung, it's already morning 3, Miss Ryan. You both should get some sleep. Ryan, alright. She turned around and started walking. Yun quietly followed behind her. After taking a few steps, Ryan suddenly stopped. She glanced back over her shoulder. Good night. Taehyung gave a polite nod. Good night, Miss Ryan. Ryan nodded faintly before continuing upstairs. Jungkook gave a suspicious look to both of them before minding his own business. Yun, however, paused for a second. She then gave Jungkook a side eye, a suspicious one, before following Ryan. Jungkook watched her leave, his eyebrows pulling together in confusion. What was that look for? Time skip. At the farmhouse. Taeyong spoke while his phone rested against his ear. Yes, Mr. Ru, we checked the entire mansion. Fortunately, nothing was stolen. It seems like the person managed to get inside, but we reached the area in time before he could do anything. Mr. Ru, despite all this security, how did someone manage to get in? Taehyung, we are sorry, Mr. Ru. We will tighten the security and make sure something like this doesn't happen again. We are also actively trying to find out who the person was. Mr. Ru, I trust you, Mr. Taehyung. I'll leave it up to you. Taehyung, sure, sir. You can. With that, the call ended. Taehyung tossed his phone onto the couch before sitting on the sofa across from Jungkook. Jungkook took a drag from his cigarette before letting out a slow puff of smoke. Jungkook, damn, we almost got caught. Thanks to that guy who saved our asses and also the mission. Taehyung, that's your fifth cigarette since morning. Taehyung said without looking up, continued typing on his laptop. Jungkook struggled lazily. I'm trying to cut down, alright? I used to smoke more than this. I'm already smoking less because of you and you're still complaining? Taehyung simply shook his head, his fingers still moving across the keyboard. Jungkook leaned front, throwing the cigarette down and crushing it under his shoes. He rested his elbows on his knees. What are you doing? Taehyung, looking for the information about the person. Jungkook frowned. Are we really going to do that? I mean, he helped us. Taehyung, he didn't help us on purpose. Our real mission is something else. But right now we are also Ryan and Yoon bodyguards. If we want to earn Ru 1J complete trust, we have to do our job. Jungkook, you're right, but who would do something like that? 1J probably have plenty of enemies. Taehyung, we never know, but it won't take much time to find him. Jungkook took out his phone and casually spun it in his hand. One call to our guards and they will drag the person to our feet. Taehyung shook his head. Keep our guards out of this. We have to handle this ourselves. I don't want Dad finding out anything about this. He already warned us that we don't have much time to complete this mission. Jungkook, he leaned against the couch. Then we can simply ask members. Taehyung just nodded in response.